many churches have kind of structured themselves and, the bigs like Sunday gathering, it's like typical, right? And then COVID hit and you see, social distancing, being forced to be online. You see the economic downturn of that. You see staffing issues arise. But I feel like most leaders are thinking, hey, this is just a temporary season that we have to endure. We're going to tap into our reserves, and then we're going to go back to normal, just like it was before. But COVID will teach us that there is no new normal. This has shaped us and will change us. And so for people who are leading churches right now, in that kind of more, traditional setting or structure, what wisdom, advice, what decisions should they be making to adjust the church and prepare the church for the future?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Interestingly, the first thought that comes to my mind is, with the COVID situation, and maybe because I'm hearing some of this in Hong Kong, there's a little bit of a movement, a little bit of stirring. I always heard one lady talk about it anyways, but about like in their church, really trying to push the dads to be pastors of their homes, which is huge out here because most dads have never even talked to, I should say most, many dads have never even had conversation with their kids, much less a spiritual one, much less thinking of themselves as the pastors of their own homes. I hope that during this time, like dads maybe realize how much you suck as a spiritual leader in your home, as a shepherd. But you were clearly in Scripture commanded to be that. And I say that in love, and even say, gosh, even when I shepherded a giant church, it was like, I did depend on, my kids have Sunday school teachers, they've got youth group leaders, they hear me preach every Sunday. And it's almost like I didn't quite understand how to shepherd them in the home and really be a spiritual leader. So I'm not saying it, I saw how I sucked in some of that. And then when we change this new structure, for us, it's like, wow, I got to shepherd my own family well, because and yes, we end up having aunts and uncles, and you start seeing how the whole body, we start shepherding each other's kids and loving on each other's kids, but it's a paradigm shift. And so I would say, pastors first, let's go back to the family structure, because the thing I've had to do here in Hong Kong, thinking through, as I'd love to see these churches that are family, you start realizing, man, family isn't even family. So let's start there. And for pastors to go, gosh, let's look at our dads. Are they leading their homes well? Are they the spiritual leaders? Because how can I expect them to disciple several families if they don't disciple their own? And how are those relationships going? And take advantage of that, because I think that's where it has to start, is for the parents to shepherd their own families. And I think that's an easier transition in America, because everyone just talks about family time, and treats family as God. But they don't really, even with that, they don't really shepherd their families well. And they're not setting examples for their family and leading them in a life of faith. And so I'm not saying lower the bar, but I'm just saying that's that first jump they need to make is, get serious about training up the men and women to shepherd their own families well. And I think you'd be surprised at how much easier the next step would be. That would be my advice.